जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर, श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam reading. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Khanda, chapter 3. So, the last few weeks we read about Mahaprabhu's travels from Shantipur to Jagannath Puri, and how finally he arrived in Jagannath Puri, and how he fainted seeing Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya brought him home, and meanwhile the other devotees caught up. They came and they saw Mahaprabhu being taken, so they followed him. And then afterwards, for 9 hours, Mahaprabhu was in that state of ecstasy. So he was in a faint condition. And after 9 hours, by the chanting, performance of kirtan of the devotees, then the Lord actually came to external consciousness. And after that, uh, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya arranged for the devotees to be taken to take darshan of Lord Jagannath, because they had not even taken darshan of Jagannath. They simply followed Mahaprabhu from Simhadwaram. And then Sarvabhauma arranged for prasadam. By the time Mahaprabhu got up, it was quite late afternoon. So then everyone went to the sea, took bath, and then Sarvabhauma offered nice feast, Jagannath prasadam, like that. So that was where we ended. Now we'll go to the next chapter. This chapter is entitled Sri Mahaprabhu Sarvabhaumodhara Shadbhuja Pradarshanam Gauda Vijayash. Lord Chaitanya's deliverance of Sarvabhauma, revelation of his six-armed form, and journey to West Bengal. So all this will be read in this chapter. Lord Chaitanya's deliverance of Sarvabhauma, then his showing his six-armed form, Shadbhuja Gauranga form, and Mahaprabhu's journey. Now again he's going to travel to West Bengal. Okay. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Glory, glory to Lord Sri Chaitanya, Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the abode of all virtues. Glory, glory to the Lord who is the very life of Nityananda. Glory, glory to the King of Vaikuntha, who is an ocean of mercy. Glory, glory to the Lord who is the crest jewel of the sannyasis. Crest jewel of the sannyasis means he's the best of all sannyasis. Chudamani, it is said. That means the best. He is the crest jewel of the sannyasis and the friend of the fallen. O my brothers, with one heart, please hear the descriptions in this Antyakhanda, which recounts how Lord Chaitanya enjoyed pastimes. Descriptions of Lord Chaitanya are the nectar of nectars. Brahma and Shiva always yearn to drink this nectar. By hearing these descriptions of Lord Chaitanya, everyone becomes pleased. Only the demons are not pleased. Now please hear the confidential pastimes of Lord Chaitanya described in this Antyakhanda. By hearing them, one will one day meet Lord Chaitanya. That is inevitable. So if you hear this Antyakhanda, undoubtedly you will one day meet Lord Chaitanya face to face. This is Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur's assurance. That is inevitable. Nobody can stop that. Your meeting with Mahaprabhu. If you simply hear the pastimes of Antyakhanda. Concealing his true identity, Lord Chaitanya happily stayed in Jagannath Puri. If the Lord does not reveal his true identity, who has the power to know it? By divine arrangement, one day the Lord sat down with Sarvabhauma in a secluded place. The Lord said, O saintly Sarvabhauma, please hear me. I will tell you my heart. I came here to see Lord Jagannath. Still, you are the root of my reason to come here. That means, of course, I came to Puri to see Jagannath, but actually I came for you. Will Lord Jagannath speak to me? It is you who will cut the bonds that tie me. I'm not qualified that to be able to. I'm not qualified enough uh, for Lord Jagannath to speak to me. So you will cut my bonds to this world that tie me. All of Lord Krishna's power rests in you. You have the power to give to others pure love for Lord Krishna. Therefore, I now take shelter of you. Please do what is good for me. So Mahaprabhu is speaking like this to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, that only you can deliver me. I take shelter of you. Please do what is good for me. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam, like that. What religious activities should I perform? How should I act that I will not again fall into the well of repeated birth and death? Without trying to trick me, please teach me. Please know that in every way I am yours. Manifesting his Maya potency in many ways, Lord Chaitanya spoke these words to Sarvabhauma. Not knowing the Supreme Lord's heart, Sarvabhauma began to describe the religious duties of the many souls. Sarvabhauma said, I think you have spoken well. No one has ever described the wonderful devotion that has risen within you. Lord Krishna's mercy has been given to you. You never engage in material activities. You are very intelligent. Why did you accept sannyas? Look at it and try to understand. When a person accepts sannyas, the first thing is that he becomes tightly bound by the ropes of pride and false ego. Holding his danda, he thinks he is very wise. In that condition, he will never humbly fold his hands before anyone. The Vedas say that one should touch the dust of a saintly person's feet, but a proud sannyasi will not humbly bow down before anyone. Pride is never good. Please know that Srimad Bhagavatam 11:19-16 declares, Praname dandavad bhuma ashvachandala gokharam pravishto jiva kalaya tatraiva bhagavaniti. Aware that the Supreme Personality of Godhead resides alongside the soul in everybody, one should offer dandavat obeisances to every living being even to dogs, cows, mules, and outcasts. This is a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Understanding that the Lord is there next to the Atma in each and every body, one should offer dandavat obeisances to every living being, even to dogs, cows, mules, and outcasts. It says dandavat obeisances. Therefore, beginning with Brahmanas and ending with dogs and outcasts, one should respectfully offer dandavat obeisances to everyone. The religious duty of a Vaishnava is to offer respectful obeisances to everyone. But that is something the hypocrites who proudly wrap themselves with the flag of religion do not like. That means those who call themselves as very religious people, right? And flag of religion, right? They pose to be very religious people, but they don't like to offer obeisances to everyone. That they don't like. When a fellow accepts sannyas and shaves off his sikha, then everyone bows down before. They bring big, big offerings to him. From the very beginning, it is a calamity. Please hear how the sannyasi loses his intelligence, how he becomes completely lost. The soul's natural duty is to worship the Supreme Lord. Turning away from his duty, a proud sannyasi claims, I am Narayan. So you see, when we talk about sannyas, the forbidden is the sannyas of the Advaita school or the Mayavad sannyas, where by taking sannyas, one thinks, now I am Narayan because I have realized that I am Brahman, like that. The soul's nature is to worship the Supreme Lord. Turning away from this duty, a proud sannyasi claims, I am Narayan. When the soul's When the soul lives in the womb, the Supreme Lord protects him and mercifully teaches him. Brahma, Shiva, Lakshmi, and Anantasesh yearn to serve the Supreme Lord. Even after they attain it, they desire it eternally. What happens in this world? We hanker for something, right? We try very hard. Maybe we want to get past an exam, or we want to get a job or something, or maybe buy something, right? Get a car or some phone or whatever. And we try hard, and then, it's our aspiration, and finally we get it. And after we get it, what happens? For the first few days, you're enjoying it, and then it's like you don't have that attraction for it anymore because now it is yours. But the greatest personalities, Anantasesh, Lord Balaram, Lakshmi Devi, the internal energy of the Lord. And what to speak of the Gunavatars, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma in this universe. Everyone is hankering for the Supreme Lord, hankering for Him. And finally, when they get Him, even after getting Him, still they are hankering. Their attraction continues. This is the point. So here, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, Brahma, Shiva, Lakshmi, and Anantasesh yearn to serve the Supreme Lord. Get him means to serve him. They want an opportunity to render some service to the Supreme Lord. And when they get it and when they do it, their desire is fulfilled. But still, that desire is never satiated. Yes, now I have gotten it. They desire it eternally, again and again and again. It is the Supreme Lord's servants who create, maintain, and destroy the material world. So, what is being said here? The position of the Supreme Lord, how great He is, that even the greatest personalities are always hankering to render some service to Him. This is the position of the Supreme Lord. And how merciful is He, that when we who have forgotten about Him, when we are in the womb, the Lord is teaching us. Huh? Kindly He is teaching us. In spite of His exalted position, in spite of His being yearned after by the greatest of personalities, He still is teaching each and every soul. So it is the Supreme Lords and everyone, all the leaders that we have in this universe, material, Maya Shakti as a whole, everyone is a servant of that Supreme Lord. That is his position. It is the Supreme Lord's servants who create, maintain, and destroy the material world. Still, a proud sannyasi shamelessly calls himself master. Right? He doesn't recognize. This is the pitfall of becoming a sannyasi. When you become a sannyasi, then you think, now I am the master. Although such wonderful things are being done by the Supreme Lord, he thinks he is that. Although he is not doing any of that, but at the same time, he thinks, I am the master. This is the result of pride. So, a proud sannyasi shamelessly calls himself master. Asleep, he cannot answer the question, who am I? Right? He doesn't even know who he is, but still he claims, I am Narayan. So this asleep, this part is explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur about the position of the conditioned souls. We conditioned souls, it is like because of our activities uh, in forgetfulness of the Supreme Lord, and those activities are, various karmas and vikarmas and sinful activities like that. By the influence of our own inauspicious activities, we are all, it's like in a faint condition, right? Like when you're in severe pain, what happens? When you're suffering such terrible, excruciating pain, the body just faints because you're not able to handle that pain. Like that, for us, the pain is our own activities, sinful activities and inauspicious activities since time immemorial. What is inauspicious? Being forgetful of the Supreme Lord is inauspicious. And all sorts of activities, whether they are punya karma or papa karma, they are all inauspicious only because they are done in forgetfulness of the Supreme Lord. So, as a consequence of those activities, we are, we are pierced by the trident of Maya Devi. So being pierced, we are like in a sleeping condition, in a faint condition. So, and what is that condition? Faint means where are we sleeping? We are sleeping on a bed. And that bed is actually material pleasure and pain. Okay? So as a consequence that's why this karma, cycle of karma is a vicious cycle. As a consequence of my past activities, now I am forced to do certain activities. And these activities will lead to another activities. So it's a vicious cycle. It's like a whirlpool. You cannot come out of it. It's like a cycle, one after another. Your karma will make you do other activities and then other activities because that is creating desire and you're stuck there. So as a result of your past activities, it's as if you are fainted, right? You are struck, right? You get a stroke or something. And then you're sleeping. Where are you sleeping? On the bed, uh, of called material pleasures and material pains. So you are in deep sleep now of material pains and pleasures. This is our condition. This is the condition of all all uh, conditioned souls. Now, in this condition, if somebody is trying to make him enjoy spiritual topics like Krishna's sweet pastimes, because he's in deep sleep, he won't be able to relish. Or let's say somebody is giving him nice foodstuffs, right? Very nice, enjoyable things. He won't be able to relish. Why? Because he's fast asleep. So Krishna's pastimes, sweet pastimes, can be relished by one who has awakened from this slumber of material pleasures and pains. So therefore the first step, this is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. We are reading the second canto in the temple. So in the 10th chapter, on one verse, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives this commentary. So we have to wake him up first. Wake him up. When he wakes up, then you give him nice foods and nice clothes, whatever, and he'll enjoy. But if he's fast asleep, you put everything, he's not able to enjoy, relish anything. So our condition is we are in deep sleep of material uh, uh, pleasures and pains. And that is also chain reaction to our past activities. We are getting it. So basically, we are under the control of Maya, the external energy of the Lord. She's keeping us tied up. So for us to, so this sleeping condition is being tied up by Maya. So our the first duty is to wake up from this slumber, or to come out of the clutches of Maya. To come out of the clutches of Maya. How to come out of the clutches of Maya? To come out of the clutches of Maya, there's only one way. Daivi Yesha Gunamayi. Guna means ropes. This Daivi Yesha Gunamayi, this Daivi Shakti, the material energy, is tying us up with ropes of these three gunas: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Mama Maya Duratyaya. It's impossible to get out of her clutches. But there is a way out. Mamevaya prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Anyone who surrenders to the Supreme Lord, then Maya will step back. She will just loosen and she will just leave that person alone. Anyone who is taking shelter of Krishna. Otherwise, if we are not surrendering to Krishna means what? We have to, because that is surrender is a sign of getting full faith in Krishna. And when one gets surrender, when one surrenders to Krishna, what will he do? He will do Shuddha Bhakti. He will do pure devotional service. After surrendering to Krishna. And so until we surrender to Krishna, we are still under the grip of Maya. So even if one takes sannyas, and if he is thinking, I am as good as the Lord, has he surrendered to the Lord? No. If he has not surrendered to the Lord, then what is his position? He is in Maya. He is sleeping nicely, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, right? You are sleeping on the lap of Maya. Jeev jago, Gaura Chand bole. Pota nidra jao Maya, pishachi rakole. You are sleeping on the lap of Maya. Wake up, wake up. So what is this waking up? Waking up means you have to understand. You have to understand. So now, for me to surrender, first I have to understand what is this material world, how I am being shackled by this material energy in this material world. I have to understand this. That is why again and again, in Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Sukadev Goswami, he is speaking about creation, Srishti Leela. Srishti means creation. Creation is not like the sweet pastimes of Krishna, right? Like Krishna is stealing butter, and those are called sweet pastimes, Madhurya Leela. But Sukadev Goswami is speaking again and again Srishti Leela. Srishti Leela means how the Lord is glancing on Prakriti, and how Prakriti is now, producing the three modes are manifested, and how the living entity is shackled, is tied up. We have to understand this so that we can see. Unless we see that we are in a difficult situation, why will we even try to come out of it? So to wake us up, to remind us that this is your condition, you're tied up, become serious, Wake up, take shelter of Krishna. Otherwise, you're stuck here. That is why again and again our acharyas speak about the material world and our position in this material world. And we need to hear this. We need to hear this for us to actually understand our position and the greatness of the Supreme Lord. Like yesterday in Bhagavatam class, we were reading, or this morning, Athapi te deva padambujadvaya prasada leshanu grihita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanyam chiram vichinvan nachanya ekopi chiram vichinvan, right? Unless you get a drop of mercy of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, there is no way we can understand his greatness, the greatness of his personality. For however long, for eternally, we can be studying the Vedas and speculating on his personality. You will never understand until and unless you receive a drop of mercy coming from his lotus feet. And when will he give his mercy? After we surrender to him, when we start doing his bhakti, then by his causeless mercy, by his sweet will, when he gives a little bit of mercy, then only we can understand. So now you try to see what is the position of a sannyasi. A sannyasi means somebody who is thinking that now I have become Narayan, like that. After taking sannyas, carrying his danda, he thinks now I am Narayan. So that's what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is explaining to not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this word asleep, this word came, so I thought I'll explain that. So it is the Supreme Lord's servants. So it is the Supreme Lord's servants who create, maintain, and destroy the material world. Still, a proud sannyasi shamelessly calls himself master. Asleep, asleep. So, even though he's a sannyasi, even though he's thinking he's the master, he is Narayan, actually he's asleep in the lap of Maya. Asleep, he cannot answer the question. He doesn't even know who he is. But still, he says, I am Narayan. Lord Krishna is the father of all the worlds. This the Vedas say. A good son is devoted to his father. Like we were reading about Amshuman. You remember about Amshuman we were reading this morning? Amshuman is the grandson of Sagara. And Amshuman, he was completely dedicated for the welfare of his grandfather Sagara. He's a good son, right? Good grandson actually, but good son, good son. So therefore, he went to deliver. He went to do that which is in the best interest of his father. He serves his father. This is a good son. So here also it is explained that uh, Lord Krishna is the father of all the worlds. This is said in the Vedas. And a good son is devoted to his father. In Bhagavad Gita 9:17, Lord Krishna declares, Pitahamasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha. Right? I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am everything, Krishna saying. I am only the father, I am only the grandfather. I am the mother, and I am the support. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord described true sannyas to Arjun. So, what is sannyas? Thinking that I am the Lord now, that is not sannyas. What is true sannyas? Krishna explains to Arjun. Please hear what Lord Narayan said. Bhagavad Gita 6:1. Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasanyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyaha. One who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. So who is a true sannyasi? One who is not generally, when do karmis, right? When do they work very hard? They work very hard when they get some result, right? You have an exam, you want to get very good grades in that exam, you want to get entrance into a college or university, you work very hard. But if you're not getting any result, then you don't give 100% good quality service or work. You're not so sincere. But sannyasi he will work very, very diligently, very, very deliberately, but he wants no result. Actually, that's even just the beginning, right? For Nishkama Karma Yoga, that's the training, that's the practice. Don't be attached to the fruit. Simply do your duty, right? So sannyasi works very hard, but is not attached to the fruits. This is a real sannyasi. And such a person who is working like this constantly and does not claim the result, he is a true mystic. He is a true mystic. Not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. Sannyas does not mean now I don't have to do anything else. I'm a sannyasi. Everyone else will serve me and I will enjoy. That's not a sannyasi. Sannyasi is also working very, very hard and not expecting any fruit. So, uh, let's see how much more is there. It's already time. If it's a big chapter, we'll continue tomorrow. Oh, yes. Wow, it's a really big one. 546 verses. We only read 40. So there's no way we are going to finish it today. It's okay. We can go slowly if that's okay with you. Or if you just want me to just read without explanation, that's fine also. Yeah, we only read one page. So we'll continue the rest tomorrow. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. We
Hare
like the
Hare
explanation.
Krishna, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Thank you. What were you saying, Sonia Mataji? It's okay to
We
explain or
like the explanation. Yeah, I
like?
like explanation.
Okay, so let's go slowly then. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.